and I'm back. Or at least I think I am. I just finished fighting with my computer a little bit here, but hopefully I got it. So, big news, kind of important, and this is a special, public service announcement. I don't know, I thought it was important, and I had to mention all this stuff. The Xbox Series X, aka the Sexbox, the pre-orders go on sale tomorrow. So, let's kind of break that down. Welcome to the newest episode of SDW.
Super Dario World!
Alright, and so I'm probably going to keep this one short because I'm exhausted. I just pulled off a double, and I kind of had a terrible weekend. I was sick for most of it. It wasn't fun. I did not enjoy it. It was not COVID related, but it kind of knocked me out most of the weekend, and it sucked because it was like a weekend that I had off. But you know what happens? You know how that sometimes happens when it's like, all right, I finally have time to relax and don't have to do anything about it, and then all of a sudden that's when you get sick because you've been pushing it back, like you're resisting, and like, point is, I think I'm fine. I just still feel terrible. I'm still feeling it a little bit, but whatever. I'm here. And this was important. So I put a pause on everything else that I've been doing, which by the way is taking way too fucking long. I honestly now understand why some people do review videos once a week. But I think I'm streamlining the process a little bit. So I'll continue with the review some other day. But this was important because this is very important because the pre-orders start tomorrow. But before I get into all that stuff, let me just give you a quick reminder that any comments, questions, or suggestions, you can find me at Dario the Show on Instagram and at Super Dario World. Also, I'm trying to live stream every day. Doesn't always work out Monday to Friday every week, but I'm trying. All right, give me a break. So I'm doing that on Twitch and on YouTube at Super Dario World. Find me there. Also follow my Facebook page. I update everything there. And subscribe to those channels. Apparently, it really helps me out. And like the videos and stuff. So there you go. Let's get into this stuff. So the Sexbox and the PS5. Kind of a big deal right now, right? I'll just switch there. There you go. That looks a little bit better. So kind of a big deal. And this is very important. This is very, very important. The PS5, you can no longer get pre-orders for it. It was sold out. If it wasn't sold out in minutes, it was sold out within the hour. Like, it immediately disappeared in the US. So it went by like that, like hotcakes. It sold like hotcakes. Now, fortunately, Sony has confirmed that they will be releasing more units or more pre-orders soon. If not, you're probably going to have to camp out. So they're saying that there's going to be more pre-orders. They're saying it. Let's see if it's true, and if not, you'll probably have to camp out. Honestly, I've camped out a couple times. It's fun. It's a fun experience. I did it. The first time I did it was for the Wii, and for Legend of Zelda. When it wasn't Breath of the Wild, it was Twilight Princess. I remember I camped out for that one with my kid brother and a few friends. It's a fun experience. You stay out there all night. It's like you sleep on a chair. You play video games out there with the people. At that point, I believe the Nintendo DS was out, or something. The next step from the DS, I don't remember what it was, but there was something already out. It wasn't the 3DS yet. Maybe it was just the DS. I don't know. But you're out there, you get some pizzas. It has to be Little Caesars because Little Caesars, even if it's cold, it's still pretty okay. So you get some pizzas, and the thing, if you're camping out, it has to be at least two people because somebody has to be holding the spot while one of you goes to the restroom or while one of you goes and gets food and stuff like that. So if you're going to camp out, it needs to be two people. And honestly, I'm going to camp out for this. If I can't get a pre-order, I'm going to camp out for the PS4 because that's just the type of person I am, and I like having things. And so honestly, I have no better excuse. I want to have it. I want it, and so I'd rather camp out. And because it's fun. Honestly, it's fun. What's the worst that could happen? I miss a morning of work. And so for the Wii, we had to stay out all night. For the Switch, it was a little bit different. You had to stay out there until like at 1 a.m. or something like that. They gave you a ticket. And then it's like, all right, this guarantees that you're going to get one. Here's your number. Just come back when we opened up a few hours later. So different experiences. Both of them were fun. Like I said, you meet people out there who have the same interests you do. So you hang out. You have like what do they call it in Fight Club? Single service friends. So if you're feeling bad because you didn't get a pre-order for the PS5, just like I do, there's two two opportunities here. There's two rays of hope. One, Sony is saying that they will be making more pre-orders. Two, that they will be releasing more for the holiday season. And so if you camp out, you are very likely to get one. Now, the pricing for this is, if you're getting, there's two types of PS5s, right? You got the digital edition, which has basically no disc support, and the standard edition. The standard model, and also it's for Blu-rays and stuff. So the standard model, the one with the disc, is going for $500. The digital only is going for $400. Now, I like having discs. I don't know why. I guess I'm a dinosaur that way, but I like having disc. Also, I like having the Blu-ray. Also, if you're gonna do backwards compatibility, you kind of need a disc support. So I'm gonna go for the $500 one. It sucks and it hurts me, but it's what I want, and I'm not gonna wait. Even if there's only, if I have the opportunity of getting the digital edition or nothing, I'll go with nothing, because if this thing is gonna be backwards compatible, the digital edition is useless to me. So I'm gonna risk it, and I'm gonna have to pay $100 more, but I'm gonna wait and hope that I get the one that actually has the disc drive. If not, I'm not gonna get anything. Or, I mean, if I camp out and I'm out there, I will probably buy one. If I can only get a digital edition, I'll buy one and I'll just resell it on the internet, because that's what you do. And because I don't want to keep it, because I want to wait until I get the one that I actually want. So that's how you can get it. It's not confirmed when the more pre-orders will be available, but I will let you know as soon as I hear. So that's things already happened. That's the past. That doesn't matter anymore. Let's go to the present, to the future. The future is the way of the future. I don't know. But let's talk about the Xbox Series X, or aka the Sexbox, and the Xbox Series S. The Sexbox? Nah, not fun. Anyway, so these are. Oh, by the way, the PS4 official release will be November 12th. So that's when it's going to be released. The Sexbox, on the other hand, will be released on November 10th. So 10 days, 10 days before the PS5 comes out, the Xbox Series X will be coming out. And it's by the way, the differences here is pretty much the same thing as the PlayStation, except the Xbox Series S is considerably cheaper and smaller. Well, it doesn't have a disc port. It's cheaper and it's less powerful. So it's a less powerful version of the same thing and doesn't have a disc port. So again, cool that it's cheaper, but I kind of like I like having the disc, and if it's gonna be backwards compatible, I need that disc. You know, I need that disc port. The Xbox Series X is going to be just bigger, more powerful, and better all around. So, it's going to be coming out on November 10th, 2 days before. The prices for the small one, the Xbox Series S, the small Sexbox, the tiny. There's gotta be a name out there. I'll find it. The Essential Box? No. I'll find something. Anyway, so this one's going to be, the small one's going to be $300. The big one is going to be $500, the big kahuna. Honestly, same thing as the other one. If I can't get the big one, I'll probably get the little one and I'll sell it. So if anybody is out there interested, I'll on the digital version and I get it, hit me up. So, you know what? Even hit me up beforehand, because I'll be like, all right, this person's going to get it. I may charge. You know what? Don't hit me up. Now that I thought about it, because I'd rather sell it for higher value on the internet. And eBay, you can get a mint. And I like you guys. You're my fans. I like the rapport that we have when you send messages. But money talks, bro. If I want to be out there camping out to get something, might as well make a profit. And some people make like $1,000 off of this. So sorry, not sorry. Sorry, not sorry. Anyway, what was he even talking about? Greed got to me. Oh yeah. So these two are released November 10th, and the pre-orders start tomorrow, September 22nd. Tuesday, September 22nd. That's tomorrow at 8 a.m. Now there's a bunch of different retailers that will do it. Pick your favorite one. I almost don't want to give you advice because I feel like you're gonna screw me over here, but fine, I'll give you free advice. Don't go for the big ones. Go for the smaller ones, because everybody goes for the big ones. So if immediately at 8 a.m. you're there, go for a smaller retailer. You have better odds. That's just the fact. But yeah, there you go. Tomorrow 8 a.m. The fight's on. I'm gonna be fighting for this, because I'm actually excited for the Xbox, for the Series X, for the Xbox now. Because first off, big news from Microsoft. Microsoft has announced that it made a $7.5 billion purchase of the studios that own Bethesda Studios. Now, for those of you who don't know Bethesda, they have major gaming titles. I'm talking The Elder Scrolls, Skyrim and all those games. They own those. Dishonored, Wolfenstein, Fallout, Doom. So they own a lot of games. And now they are owned by Microsoft. So Microsoft, it's saying that it's going to respect the PS4 exclusives for now, but it's very likely that now every single Bethesda game will be an exclusive for the Xbox. So if you're a fan of any of the franchises that I mentioned, it's very likely that they will become exclusives for the Sexbox. Now, here's where things get interesting. The model between before I get into the model and all that stuff and what this means for that particular model, I've been asking a question a lot, and the question is, why should I get the Sexbox instead if I already have a gaming computer? Like, what's the point? Why should I even get it? And I had a conversation with a friend of mine. My friend of mine, he's a computer engineer. He's really into the tech stuff, and he was very excited about the Xbox, about the Sexbox. And I was like, but why should I get it? And he's like, dude, you don't get the play that Microsoft is doing here. Their play is eventually every step that they're taking is in order to make computers like your like the PC Master Race and all stuff, your PC. They're gonna make that, they're gonna make this. The Xbox eventually is going to become your computer. So it's like we're making computers cheaper and equally, and gaming consoles a little bit more expensive, but they're gonna reach the same quality. So basically, it's I don't say they're not downgrading the quality of PCs, because that's not correct. But basically, they want their gaming console to become just PC only. So they're very slowly going into that direction. However, computers, PCs are still used for other stuff. They have a lot of advantages. What they want to do is add most of those advantages to the Sexbox, and therefore making it more powerful up to when it reaches a point where that it could replace your gaming PC, or it could replace your PC in general. I'm not exactly sure whether, again, this is all speculation, and this is his weird computer engineer mind going in that direction. Me, I'm just like, but what's the difference if I already have a PC? And he's like, dude, trust me, it's a good thing. The equipment that they have in there is good, and the plan that they have for the future is good. Now, the Bethesda purchase is where things get interesting, because Sony's formula has not changed. We have great exclusive games. We have a great machine. And now it looks like a fucking spaceship. So we have a cool machine. We have cool things going. You can buy those. You can buy the games. You can play them. Have fun. That's their formula. We're going to make a game. You're going to buy the game. You're going to play the game. You're going to love the game. Solid formula. It's been working out for years. Microsoft, they're changing the game a little bit. Because so far, it's like, honestly, it's only been like, well, should I get... The only difference between between a PlayStation and an Xbox is the controller, basically. And the exclusives. That was mainly the big difference. Now, Microsoft is heading in a different direction. And with this purchase of Bethesda and the thing that they're aiming for is to expand what they call their Game Pass. Now, Microsoft, it's a service called the Xbox Game Pass, where you can basically play a bunch of games for quote-unquote free. Well, you pay a monthly fee. So basically, they're creating... Game Pass is basically Netflix for video games. And that's what they're focusing on. So now imagine if you pay $15 a month and you can play all the Bethesda games. And I mean their whole repertoire, because now they own it. And so you pay $15 a month and you can play. You have access to pretty much a whole bunch of exclusive that they have, because Microsoft bought a ton of developers, well, a bunch of studios, and plus a bunch of other games that are owned by other companies. So if you play a lot of video games, it's a good bang for your buck. In the long run, it may be more expensive, may not. Honestly, it all depends on how much you play. But now it makes sense what the Xbox Series X is. The Xbox Series S, the mini one, is basically a mini Xbox Game Pass machine. That's exactly what it's designed for. It's designed for, imagine, like, it's a machine designed for you to play, like, in a Netflix style. It's for you to have the Netflix video games there and play there. That's what it's designed for. So that's what they're aiming. So it's kind of it's a different market. It's a risk-reward thing, and I guess it all depends on how closely they follow the formula of Netflix and other stuff. Fortunately, Microsoft has the advantage of like Amazon Prime has, that it sells other stuff in the back end, and so it could. The formula, or Amazon has a better formula than Netflix because Netflix only gets money from subscriptions, right? Or that's their main source of income. However, Amazon doesn't make that much money from the Amazon exclusives, but it makes up money from selling you toilet paper. So it's a better business formula, and I think that's what Microsoft is going for. However, what does this mean for the next generation console wars? It means that now it's actually offering something that's a little bit different. And it means that the competition is not just about specs or about like if you like the controller or not. It's how do you want to play? Do you want to go Netflix style where you can have access to a whole bunch of stuff and not really have to worry about it because everything is going to be digital there and you don't really have to download it and all that stuff? Imagine it's basically Netflix of video games versus having to go and buy it and purchase it and own it. So there's pros and cons. I like having things and owning them and not having to be renting stuff because at the end of the day, when you rent, you don't really own anything. But I can see how it could be very attractive if you game a lot. So access to hundreds of games, thousands of games, and for $15, there's a lot there to make you salivate quite a bit. So interesting stuff. Now I was a bit on the fence of whether or not I should get it. I'm basically following the recommendation of my buddy, and now that they have the Bethesda exclusives, it's like, all right, fine, I'm in. I want it. It's an issue. I want it. I am broke, but I want it. But fortunately, credit cards exist, so it's like now I'm ready for it. So tomorrow morning, 8 a.m. Pacific time. By the way, 8 a.m. Pacific time, pre-orders start. So, it's going to be the Hunger Games out there. I wish you the best, but honestly, I wish myself the best. So, or if you want to help me out, I'll appreciate it. I don't know. I mean, fortunately, not a lot of people are up as early as I am, so I have that advantage. I have to get up at 5 a.m. for work, so I'm going to be up. I'm not going to be paying attention to shit for work. Like, I'm not going to be, like, even trying to pay attention for work at that time. I'm going to be just ready and going. Like, all right, as soon as the pre-orders are, like, done. Yeah, click, bye. So, and I'm excited for it. And honestly, it's probably a bad idea, but I don't care. I don't care. I want it. And it's sometimes, you gotta do stupid things. So hopefully this was informative for you. Hopefully it helped you out if you were on the fence about getting one or not. Well, I think, honestly, I think in the grand scheme of things, in the plan that Microsoft is, again, according to my friend who I respect, and he knows his stuff and he knows his stuff about electronics, about computers and the gaming industry. He says that it's a good thing to have in order to be a part of the plan for the future, because the plans that Microsoft has for this machine and the power that this machine has is definitely worth it. Like Sony, it looks so far, their objective, we're going to make the best gaming machine. It's going to be beautiful. It's going to be big and it's quiet and it's beautiful. It's going to be the best, the greatest gaming machine ever. Microsoft is planning something bigger, and we are honestly only scratching the surface of what it could actually be, what it could actually do. So I'm excited about it, and it could always blow up in their faces, and if it blows up in their faces, it's gonna blow up in our faces. But I don't know. I'm like I said, at least they have a plan, they have a vision, and it's gonna be something different. So I'm excited about that. And also, I was saving up for the PS5, but I couldn't get a pre-order, so honestly, I don't have more. I don't have other options right now. So there you go. Hopefully they'll help you out if you were on the fence. As always, any comments, questions, or suggestions, you can find me at Dario the Show on Instagram and at Super Dario World. Live streaming, I'm aiming for doing it every day, Monday through Friday, at Super Dario World on Twitch and on YouTube. As always, thank you for listening, and I'll see you again next time.